Good evening. I'm Christina with Christy Lynn Outside. Today is Tuesday, September 24th, and I've been working for the last 3 nights in a row, so my garden has been a little neglected, but we're about to take care of that. It's a beautiful evening here in central Louisiana, even though it is still 88 degrees with 65% humidity, so I'm barely begun to work. I've only been out here for about 20 minutes and I'm already sweating to death. But we're gonna take care of this garden. We're gonna address some issues and have a little surprise to show you at the end. So let's get started. So the other day I built this second arch trellis with a cattle panel on this 2x4 raised bed, connecting it to my 4-foot chain link fence over by my blackberries. The goal for this was to give my blackberry canes something to trellis over and not block off my pathway to the garden. But I have all of this mess here in my garden that needs to be tamed. I have some Christmas pole lima beans that I planted in the hopes that I would put it around the trellis. And I waited too long and they just went crazy and got all tangled up. So I'm gonna try to salvage them and train them onto the trellis. Also, I have some little jalapeno plants that are in need of a little TLC. They're probably mad at me for crowding them out with these beans. So we'll take care of that. And the bed next to it here, my other 2x4, I took out some Alabama red okra. I cut those down and I took out 3 out of 4 of my eggplants, hoping that this eggplant here would recover, but it doesn't seem to be recovering very well. So I don't know what's going on with this bed, but we're gonna probably go ahead and reset that and amend it and get it ready for some Brussels sprouts and either cauliflower or broccoli. We'll see. All of my basil is starting to, I guess, reach the end of its life. Pretty sure that I can keep all of these for seed. We'll see. But I'm gonna take all these out. I'm gonna take, this is my Thai basil. It flowered and did a great job at attracting all kinds of pollinators, but it's dropping all of its leaves and going bare, and it's not really flowering much anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out, and in its place I'm gonna put either a cabbage or a collard, because it is actually in my cabbage and collards challenge bed. This over here is my red Reuben basil that is also at the end of its life. And so I am going to cut this down and make this bed ready, well, the edges of this bed, the here and here, make that ready for some carrots. In the middle here I have some really pitiful looking kale, and what I think may be, they're very tiny, probably you definitely can't see them, but I think I may have actually germinated some celery seeds. So I'm gonna wait and see what these little seedlings do. If they become celery, yay. If not, then I'll just put something else there. But in the place of these awful looking little kale, I have some kale and some other brassicas on the way, some starts from Haas Tools. So I'm excited to get those in the mail, probably in the next couple weeks. My cucumbers are doing pretty good. I have a lot of baby cucumbers showing up, but I also have a lot of leaves that are browning and yellowing. So we're gonna trim those up, prune these plants, and give the, oh, I'm so excited. Give all of these cucumbers some room to air out and produce for me. Underneath the cucumbers, I have arugula that I've already done a third harvesting of for some salad that I had yesterday at work. It really was good, and it's really done very well underneath these cucumbers. My tomato and bean garden is doing really well. My tomatoes are starting to flower, so hopefully soon they'll be setting some fruit. And my beans, these are burgundy bush beans from Hoss Tools, are already producing some beans. And honestly, they haven't made it inside because I'll just pick each one as I see it and snack on it in the garden, and they're delicious. These little suckers have got to go. These are leaf-footed bug nymphs. They are a pest in the garden, and they will suck all of the life out of all of your vegetables. These look like assassin bugs, just like the assassin bugs that I have all over my garden, like this little guy right here. But they are not assassin bugs. Assassin bugs are lone creatures. They like to be by themselves. Leaf-footed bugs like to congregate in groups. And the way you can tell the difference in the nymphs is the back leg has a little protrusion that looks like a leaf. And this dude's got to go too. So what I do with these pests is just a simple approach. I have a bucket with some Castile soap and water in it, and I will either pick them off and drop them in, or I'll situate it underneath them and slap them in. Any soap will do. You don't have to use Castile soap because you're not spraying it all over your plants. You're just drowning the bugs, and the soap keeps them from escaping, essentially. It also kills them on contact, if I can say that. The soap and water in a bucket works on pretty much any pest that you can catch. And caterpillars, leaf-footed bugs, squash bugs, stink bugs, whatever. I really don't spray much at all. Not because I am against spraying, just because I'm a little too lazy for that. Or I don't really want to spend my time spraying and assassinating everything. I want to spend my time in my garden enjoying it, planting, taking care of the plants. So if I can just slap a bug in a bucket of water when I find it, hey, that works for me. My cowpeas are also just about done with their job. So I'm gonna probably give them about another week or two. There's still a couple more left that need to ripen up. When they're done, I will take those out and work a little bit on my asparagus bed. My asparagus are starting to brown a little bit, so that tells me that they're getting close to the time to cut them back for the winter, which is perfect because I have some strawberries that are on order from Hoss Tools that are going to be delivered sometime next month. And they are going in here with the asparagus. I know it looks like I can't fit one more thing in this bed, but guess what? In between these rows is perfect space to put some strawberries. So that's what we're gonna do. And I have a ton of blue butterfly pea blooms to harvest for my tea. So before it gets too dark, I need to go ahead and take care of some of this. So let's get started. Have you ever tried to untangle a necklace chain? This is what I'm feeling like I'm having to do right now, and I don't have time this evening to mess with that. So I'm gonna take a break on this and come back to it at another time, maybe tomorrow. Boo is coming home with a tractor and the dogs are going crazy. And now he's decided to mow the grass. So probably gonna put some music over this. That's it for tonight. It's too dark. I'm gonna go ahead and go inside and figure out what we're gonna eat for dinner and take a shower. We can save the butterfly pea blooms for tomorrow or the next day. They'll still be there. Have a good night and keep growing. Thank you. Wait, y'all, I almost forgot the surprise. I have 2 acorn squash plants. They're Goldilocks acorn squash, and they have produced for me a little baby Goldilocks acorn squash. Look how cute this thing is. It looks like a little Cinderella pumpkin. Surprise, I have my first squash.